Hello and welcome. My name is Trismegistus, and today we're going to be continuing the SpaceX playthrough. I think. Assuming that's working. Yeah, that looks okay. It took a long time to come through then for some reason. Oh, looks like we're all live, so that's good. I continue to test out the in-ear headphones version of things. I mean, I much prefer in-ear headphones as a general thing, but as I say, it's weird hearing your voice back in a different way. So yes, and hopefully wasn't the cause of the audio issues last time. I think that was to do with the filter I have on, which was filtering out the air conditioner. The UK's decided to stop having a heat wave now, and in fact it's a little chilly. I was considered to put my jumper on, so we shouldn't have any issues with that. What we're looking at here is a matrix, essentially, of assembly machines and other machines, which is what I got to build, because we are still working on the kind of make everything production hub area. The thing I need to do absolutely next is concrete, because we need concrete for these assemblers, and we want everything to upgrade to assembler 3. As you can see, I've put in belts, all of the belts, well, obviously all the land belts, and all of the inserters. I did do some fiddling down here, I think. I think it was to do with adding more iron on. I've upgraded, for example, this to red belt here. Excuse me. And this is now blue belt over here. You know, the whole base needs upgrading, basically, so that we're actually using top-tier gear. But we will do that eventually. I do need to keep an eye on the military side of things, because it's getting a bit problematic. And what I've got over here, I have stamped down. So yeah, so this is a matrix. This is basically everything I need to build. As you can see, there are some there in case I need to add. It's basically a set of reminders, and I can delete them once I've got them, essentially. But I got some stuff over here. Oh, it's interesting it's been able to... Oh, no, it hasn't been able to build them, which is as expected. Once we've got all of this, basically, once this completely fills out and it's got combinators that we can automate and everything, we are ready, essentially, to... You see, it's not got chests and all that. But once it's able to fully build that, once, you know, I can do a deconstruction planner and there's no ghosts over there, then we are kind of good to go. And I can start properly expanding the defences. But yes, what we need to make now, right now, first off, is some concrete. And that involves making sand. Now we do have, obviously, stone coming in, he says. Thinking, yes, so we've got stone coming in. I don't think there's a lot of point in, you know, botting that across, because we're going to need quite a lot of concrete. I want, you know, to lay down a lot of concrete and stuff like that anyway. You know, I'd quite like to concrete this bay, for example. So I think we're probably going to do a little mini sort of sand type build here. It's probably the way I'm going to do this. It's still yellow bell, I guess. Just go with that then. For now, I will take this up here. I'm not proposing... So if I want to make concrete... I've got to look at the right tab. So it's stone, brick, sand, iron stick and water. Okay. Now I have stone brick coming in, don't I? I do, and it's right next to it. And what else? It was iron plate, wasn't it? No, iron stick. But what's the ratios like? 2 iron stick make 10 concrete. I think, add on iron stick production. I'm just wondering if I belt both of these over together, stone brick and rather than do it here, and perhaps just stick it on the end here, because then I can just steal some, you know, some of that. I think that's probably better, isn't it, actually? Thinking about it. Question then is where I put those belts in. We could have them sneak along underneath here, perhaps. I can move that there. Yeah, so if we have that be that. And we're still going to, turn it into sand and good. Which is the best way of doing sand? Because I think I can do it in an assembler, but let's get some pulverizers. I think we would probably have some of those, because I think I was making them in the old base. They're pretty speedy from memory. Oh, that's the wrong way around then, isn't it, I guess? It would be better if that was stone brick. There. That's not a problem then. I might just, whatever's sort of left, as it were, then put it as, in fact, I don't know. I'll pull that up and just grab. Clear that off. But yeah, turn the rest into landfill, basically. That's what I'm thinking. Yeah, sort of whatever's left. Oh, of course, I haven't really got yellow belt anymore. Oh. It's in the system, so I'll make it. I'll fill it out. In fact, it might actually be better if it was red belt, because I think this is going to thump through it. Have you brought with them? Not yet. Would it be better if I just made those red brick? Red belt. Probably. Yeah, let's do a. Oh look, we still got stuff left. Let's do a little bit of a kind of upgrade. In fact, let's make this blue belt. There's not much point doing that one. Do that. Boop. Boop. Okay. Oh, of course, this one is a four thing, isn't it? It's just this one that's. Right, do we want to mayhaps? In fact, I can do that one. Let's get rid of them. Go. Okay, let's let them do that. And we will insert a magic here. I think I will that because it's not a lot of stuff, is it? Hello, Senna. Good afternoon. Good Saturday. Good afternoon. Good day to you. Hope you're doing well. Yeah, we need to pop that on the other side of the belt. Right. Like that. So that would be them. We then need to... Is that it? We've got one pulverizer. On the way to. Okay. Not sure what the maths is on them. I know they're pretty quick. Ran my head there anyway. So if you're, say, maybe there. What the heck is that meant to be? I guess it's just meant to be a regular pipe. Okay. Yeah, but I set up like this. This was, I think, the other build, and I hadn't actually finished the lube. But I say I've not done a lot. Yeah, 3 sand, 1 stone. Excellent. So, how much can you actually process? as you are. Items a minute. If we look at it from an express point. Okay, so you would put out just one of them. Would put out a quarter of a belt. Do we want prod mod? Probably not. Which speed's a bit better. So it takes you up to about a third of a belt. Express belt, that's obviously. Okay. It almost seemed as if they didn't use shaders explicitly before, like it's Friday Facts. Maybe they overhauled the renderer to support the asteroids. Yeah, it seemed to be. I don't know. I mean, I haven't put the video. I have recorded it, but work just absolutely kicked my bum this week, so I have not actually put the video out yet because it's not edited. That's not going to work, is it? I got big these. But yes, I was sort of. I didn't really want to sort of say that because it seemed like a weird presumption. But it did seem a bit sort of like they were almost saying, you know, we've now put 3D rendering in the game. Without saying that they'd put 3D rendering in the game. Although it's not actually rendering it in 3D. It's doing shadows in 3D, you know. But yeah, it did seem a bit strange, the sort of way they phrased that. Or the way they presented the Friday Facts. It was sort of a bit sort of, you know. I don't know, it seemed strange. I mean, yeah. I'd always sort of assumed they did shadows and stuff with the shader, and like I thought when they described the trees, you know, the tree. Oh, it's obviously the middle of the night, so I can't show that. But the tree animation where it does that flickery thing, I thought that was being done with a shader, but I didn't. I mean, I didn't go and look at that Friday Facts again, so I might well have just misremembered that completely. But it did seem. It did seem like they are effectively saying they've overhauled the graphical engine, but you never know, I guess. Where's concrete? There's concrete. Actually, am I going to do... I might as well do all the concretes, mightn't I now? Because we've got steel over here and stick. I can do them. So how about we see how much, what would need? Sand, stone. Oh, we need water, don't we? Okay, let's have a look at some numbers. Maybe I put the water in the middle start? It would be good to have a bit more decorative concrete and stuff as well. But yeah, I think it's quite a techie Friday Facts, isn't it? And, I think it's well explained and stuff. Apart from that bit, I say you won't see the video because I've not done, you know, not finished it yet. But I didn't really get the bit at the end. I sort of afterwards I had to think about it, and I think I might have got it. I think it was about culling the blobs was more the thing that it was doing. But I don't know. They didn't. You know, they just went. You know. Go watch this video series, basically, didn't they? So, I can't put prods in, can I? Oh, yeah, so you need to keep an eye on... Oh, it's just a bot day. So yeah, so I don't quite understand that last bit, but yeah, I really enjoy the techie ones, but I know they're not everybody's cup of tea. So, if we were to maybe try and get... What? I mean, that's... Because this is express belts. Do I need to worry about that? Because it's a third of a regular belt. So if I just add on one more, that should probably get us to half. Oh, I've got my bots on. No, they're not bothering. Okay. That's right, guys. Don't bother. I'll sort it out. Yeah, half a belt. Half a transport belt. That'll probably do, I think. And then it would need a quarter of brick. So maybe if I put the brick and that together. So can that just... Because this is the... I'm not going to be able to put half a belt. I'm thinking we do... Probably to doesn't have to be that quick. So what do I need less of? It's the brick and yeah, we'll do that. So that needs to be the brick on one side, doesn't it, basically? And then get some lights on the topic. You're not set to send yet. Oops. Or, well, actually I don't know which side the water's going to be on. I was hoping for more gameplay specifics on the asteroids, but yeah, that's what I always want, so... Yeah, I agree fully. I sort of assumed... I mean, I thought it would mostly be, you know, when it, you know, I skinned it and sort of... Because I literally did, when I did the record, it was my first time properly reading it through. But I kind of went, oh, right, we're probably going to get, you know, some techie stuff. And then there'll be a little bit of gameplay details, or there'll at least be some kind of Easter egg or something like that. And unless somebody spotted one, I can't see anything. It just looks like it's, you know, fully techie one. I'm sort of wondering again whether we were, actually gonna... Their original plan perhaps was to do, you know, Bacchus or Buhuo, or whatever you want to call it. And they maybe had to change that plan. And so this one was perhaps put together... Well, I think we discussed before that that I'm pretty sure they, you know, pre-written quite a lot of Friday Facts, so they know what topics they're going to cover and things like that. So, what have I done then? So, you know, it's not that, you know, this was thrown together last minute. They probably had it planned out. Eventually, we will talk about, you know, how we're doing the asteroids. But I say, I sort of wonder if perhaps that was a... it was meant to be, you know, the planet, and that the graphics perhaps are still not ready, basically. So we have water right here. So let's see if we can plumb that in somehow. If we were to try and do that, then kind of maybe off over there. Perfect. I don't know where that puts us with the train. I've forgotten about this sulfuric acid, haven't I? Oh no, it's heavy. Oh no, that's the heavy loop. Okay, that's cool. Yeah, so I wonder if, and you know, they kind of didn't, in a sense, have time to do or think about how they would do a gameplay reveal, because maybe this Friday Facts was meant to be, you know, released in a couple of, you know, that maybe this was meant to be, and I'm really, you know, just speculating here, but maybe this was meant to be the sort of Friday Facts after. You know, do you know what I mean? So it was kind of, you know, they weren't expecting to talk about gameplay mechanics because they thought they'd have given us a lot of stuff already about, you know, the mysterious next planet. So yeah, I do wonder if it was more of a... I don't want to use the word filler, but you know, it wasn't the original plan to do that this week. Make sure no trains. This is an absolute nightmare. This train situation here. I've created quite a mess for myself. Do we have off the pumps? So let's put that in trash. It's fine. I forgot we need to power it. So let's get that there. Cool. Let's see if we can not die. I think you mentioned in one of your science speculations videos that Bacchus was not really called Bacchus, according to a dev. Is that correct? Well, I don't know that there's been official word of that. I know that the well, I think that there's one of the devs on Discord, and the way they always react to backers is to go sort of, sort of what's backers basically, and I think that is I don't know about confirmation, but an indication that they're kind of trolling us with it. It's not, it's not called that basically. But I don't know that I know. I don't know if a dev has said it. I've lost track with a lot of it, if I'm totally honest. But I mean, I'm pretty sure that it isn't called that. More to do with the music. So my guess is based on, that sheet music they showed. In fact, I think it was you that said that possibly means glacier, or because it's like Gleece or something like that. So I'm probably wrong as well, that that's not what it's called, and that's actually maybe what Aquilo is called. Aquilo's not called Aquilo anymore. But no, I don't know. I'm pretty sure it's not called Backers. But if it is, I mean, it doesn't matter. But yeah, I think it's. I don't think it's called that. Just because of that, I say the sheet music, maybe. But that really is thin evidence, isn't it? It's no. We don't really know that the last planet is called Aquila. It's just they've not. I guess the difference in a sense is whenever mention of Aquila happens, the devs don't go, oh, what's that? I don't know what that is. And this is on the Discord solely, but when backers is mentioned, they do sort of thing. So to me, it's sort of it's like that thing I say of when I do a lot of speculation, I'm kind of looking out for things that are like not said. That they're not saying this, so therefore it means something else. If you see what I mean. But say I don't know that. I mean, maybe they have, but say I don't remember that being said. But like officially said, as it were. But it's like the release date. When Clonan did that, whatever you call it, interview or live stream. He didn't actually say that the release date is October. He basically said that it's the plan for it to be October. So they're leaving themselves some room for manoeuvre there as well. So what do we actually want to make here? We want to make some hazard creep, obviously. I guess I should also put this in a box. So maybe we have a box here to make sure we get... Because concrete's the most important. And we want to limit it to maybe... I mean, quite a lot, I think. Oh, what did I do there? Oh, yeah. Concrete is less than... Say quite a lot. 3,000, something like that. Yeah, I mean, if I said it in the science video, then I guess it maybe has been confirmed. But as I say, I don't think we've had the official nod, basically. What am I looking for there? I need that. So actually, I think maybe if I move that up, and then we can do that. Plug that one in there. I do find it a bit odd, if I'm totally honest, that we're not hearing about it at all, sort of thing. That to me suggests that. I don't know about wrong. It's not about anything having gone wrong as such, but that does suggest to me that it's perhaps not as far enough ahead as it should be. If you see what I mean, it probably needs some significant work still. Because they didn't mind showing us the... Actually, I need to put... So they showed us... what do you call it? Like the hub on the... In fact, they showed us space platforms before they were really there, as it were, didn't they? Because I was going to make this into hazard duty. And you just literally need that thing, so you can go out there. And you were going to be hazard that. So you, just for tidiness sake, can go there as well. Do that, that. Give that one of them. Cool. There's someone who mentioned that it was the word for glacier in Czech, Polish or something. Seems to be incorrect. Right, okay. I can't find any such word meaning anything similar. Perhaps it's a name for the asteroid place where we can farm one of the last resources. Yeah, that's my big hope. So that's what I thought we would get a reveal of. It's probably because it's not there. I mean, I don't think... quite a lot of my theories have proven wrong. But that's kind of what I thought it was building up to when I was reading it. I was like, oh, this is going to be saying that, you know... and the reason we need you to do this is so that you can fly around the asteroid field and just leave it as a, you know, mic drop sort of a thing. But nope. Absolutely nothing. I do hope we get something like that. I say, I'm just in the video because I've not done it yet. But I wonder if maybe I just request in the steel for these. How much? How much do you need? It's only 1 steel for 10, isn't it? We do have steel over here, I think, don't we? There's quite a lot of spaghetti. But then I could do something different here. Sort of blend it together and then send it that way, maybe? So let's rethink that when we get to that. Yes, so I thought it would be a... and here's the asteroid field, or you know, something like that. But instead, it was you know, just techie, which I say I don't mind. I like the techie stuff, but yeah. So we want the steel. I mean, it might not be Czech. You know, it could be. You know, if it was some sort of word for glacier or something, then it wouldn't necessarily have to be Czech, because obviously the planets seem to have a theme of being named after Roman gods. Well, whichever pantheon it was. But that can't be true either, because, you know, well, I guess any kind of argument of, well, they must be, you know, all be being named after gods doesn't make sense either, because obviously Nalvis isn't a Roman god. You know, that's just some random... I think that is based on Polish, isn't it? That's some, you know, means something long, or it, you know, it's like corruption of a Czech term or a Czech word or something, or Polish, or I say something like that. Why have you all gone on there? Shouldn't have done that. What you done that for, eh? I was wondering the same thing about how finished are the planets really? Like, are there any potential big changes in gameplay, or is it minor fixes, balances, and art left? I just hope there's no year-long delay or anything. I think I said this like a while back, didn't I? I think that I got the wrong that I wasn't convinced that... Oh, is there really 1,000, 2,000 concrete in the system? Crikey. I wasn't convinced that actually they were... How can I phrase it? I think it was in one of the Friday Facts videos, but basically it didn't seem to me like the art was quite as finished as maybe it needed to be to hit that date. And that's why... Because if you think about it, why didn't... You know, okay, it gave the interview, you know, and said what he said, as it were. Why wasn't the next Friday Facts the official announcement of the date? Because if he's basically announcing that, then why not just announce it? Well, because they're not actually sure that they're going to hit that date. You know, they would announce it when they get to a point where they're pretty confident that they're going to hit it. So I think perhaps it is this art question, basically. So do that, and then you only want to say, what are you rating? Okay. And I'm now back to feeling that maybe, you know, because we're not getting to see this planet, that it's the art side of it that's, you know, not quite there. And not meaning that in a bad way in any sense, more in a art is difficult, you know, and time consuming. Is this is that hazard, isn't it? Yeah. So put that on 500, say. As well. Okay. Cool. So we now got concrete. It's no wonder it's made so many of these then, if it's got so much concrete. I guess that's because I didn't think these were going into chests. So. No, it's not going into a chest, so I don't know. It's fine, it's not a problem. But just amazed there's so much of it. Oh, bots flying across there. I'm assuming, because it doesn't have sand, this is all defunct by default anyway. You can go, can't you? I guess it was that one that was full up of, because that would have been grabbing concrete. Cool, okay, never mind. Right, so that's assemblers done. Move on to something else. Yeah, and this is the other thing. I mean, you would think that if they were sort of like... I mean, I suppose it would mess up the, you know, like plan they've got sort of thing. But, you know, if Aquilo was nearly done, they could swap that around, you know, and they could say, right, well, Bacchus just needs a bit more work. Because the big thing I would say with that one, with Bacchus, is that I think we're all pretty sure we're getting some, you know, radically different mechanic on Bacchus, because, you know, we've had liquid metals and lava and lightning, and, you know, we've got to have some big new mechanic that's useful, you know, that's different. So they could tell us about the gameplay side of it and just go, but look, you know, the art's just not there yet. These are placeholder graphics. But they've chosen not to do that, which makes sense because the way they've been revealing planets has been very much the visuals first, let everyone speculate for a week, and then tell us what the actual mechanics are. So that all makes perfect sense why it wouldn't be there. But then, as I say, you could swap out Aquilo, and you could say, or again, whatever that's called, you could give details on that and say, well, this is the end game. Bacchus just... We haven't really worked out how it's going to work yet, but here's the end planet. We have worked that one out. I haven't done that either. So does that mean both of those planets are still kind of undergoing design and sort of reworking? I mean, they have said that they played the game through quite a lot, haven't they? I think, you know, that when they've been playing it, you know, from beginning to end. So... You know, it would tend to suggest the mechanics are all there, but maybe not. You know, maybe they are still work in progress. I mean, it was interesting when they did the generic, you know, symbols for logic, we're getting some big engagement numbers now. When they did the one for those pink square, I can never remember what they're called, the generic titling ones. That did feel a lot like I've just come up with this, so I'm going to stick it in the game sort of thing, and we'll work out how it's going to work later sort of thing. So yeah, I wonder if they are still adding big features, you know. But yeah, I don't think there'll be. I don't think the delay will be a year. I think it'll be right. If we want to add some other feature, we'll do it after release. Like stick in a new vehicle or whatever the weird thing that is going to be a complete surprise is that they put in. But I think that they could add that afterwards. That wouldn't, it could probably be hived off and worked on later, as it were. But yeah, I think any delay will be potentially because of something like art, or maybe it just needs optimizing more than they thought, that it doesn't run smooth enough. Maybe they want to do the Switch version at the same time, and so they've got to do a super optimized version of it, So there's all sorts of possibilities, but yeah, I don't think it would lead to like a year's delay. I think that's probably a bit excessive. It would mean they were very far off on their, timeline when they started doing the Friday facts again. Which I don't believe that as such, but yeah, it wouldn't surprise me if it didn't, delay until say February or something like that. Which would be, disappointing, I guess. But I'm just wondering what to work on next, basically. I guess we should do rail or something like that first. So let's grab. No, let's do power stuff. So we'll grab them. And I'll just pop them down as a bit of a reminder. So what do we need? Because we need these small metal poles for them. But the other two are normal. So I need them. Make them. Then we also need. Because iron sticks are now available. I'm not going to. It's concrete. We've got that now. Red circuits. Yeah. Glass. Yeah. Okay. So the only missing bit is wires. Do you need wires? You need wires as well. Okay. Let's see what the maths is like. It'd be nice to do a shared building, but I don't think it will quite work that way. Maths. Yeah. These need like machine each, and then even then they're not going to run. Don't rate, don't they? So that's copper there, still copper down. Oh, yeah, it does need copper wire. Do you need copper wire? Copper wire, copper wire, copper wire. You need more copper wire? So we need some sort of arrangement like that. I think I'm going to try and put in this gap. But can I grab... Yeah, the copper's right here. Okay, so let's belt the copper right there. So flip it around. There. Yeah, let's do that. And then, oops, you can grab that. No, I think I want to move that up one time. We probably need to. How much belts are you not going to need? No, it's not. It's only actually a regular belt, isn't it? Okay. Let's do that. So then we can move off that way. Oops. I hope they haven't said anything more about it, because their initial statement, which would be August, September this year, is still almost correct, and unless they have a more specific date, they delay an announcement. Go beyond. Yeah, it wasn't that long ago, was it? It was. Do you mean? I'm not sure what you mean by the August, September, because they, which I can't remember who it was. I think it was Coverex did a live stream, where he like guested on the live stream, talking to the streamer. It was in Czech, it was in Czech basically, I think. And he said October is their, what do you call it? I think the phrase he used was, or obviously I don't know because I don't know the language, but it was official, unofficial, official, or official, unofficial, or something. I don't know why I've done that. Just copy this one. But yeah, October is meant to be the intended release date, but it's taken the recipe out. That's all right. Didn't know it did that. If it it didn't have a recipe. Where are your lights? There are your lights. So if we just take that bit, go. Bosh, bosh. We don't need that to output anything. We do that. We do that. We do that. We do that. A couple of hundred lights, I guess. But yes, the expected release date is October. But we shall have to see. Sort of how close we get to that again, maybe. Let's put that a bit higher, I think. 300 of them. And then quite a lot of these as well. Why are you not running? Oh, because you haven't got. You still need. That's not very convenient of you. But why aren't you working? You need steel. And steel is coming. Apparently. Eventually. Maybe. I could actually start upgrading some of these, couldn't I? The old inskirters. Now that we've actually got some. In fact, we're going to delete them. And don't need to really bother with that. So they're already done. They're done. They're waiting, apparently. Wow, have we not got... That's interesting, but it's not done all of them. I wonder if we're lacking something. Oh, I don't need them to be stacks. Again, don't need to be stacks. Preemptively do these. Why have you not made any stacking centers? Iron gear wheels. Yeah. If I remember correctly, Grovitz has said that he has played it through multiple times and we've seen some endgame factories too. Yeah, exactly. So it must at least be playable. But then I guess if the thing about they said that they apparently do like test new features by doing them via a mod. So they make a mod for the game. So you would. It must be that it's robust enough as an engine, as a game, that when you put things in, unless you are completely radically overhauling basically everything, I'm wondering about belting some gears up, to be honest with you, because bots are not an efficient way of doing this. Partly because everything's coming across from all sorts of weird places. Because these are just so gear hungry. And these two. I think actually what I might do is put in a couple of extra sort of hot base ones. There's got a bit of a gap here. No. Put them in. You can make gear wheels. Let's just have you go. Just say 500. There are apparently more than 500 available, so there you go. What about 1,000? Nope, doesn't kick in then. Just I mean, there's obviously loads in chests. 2,000s? More than 2,000 in chests? Crikey. We'll see. I'm just thinking that might be closer, basically. Yeah, so I say, I wonder if maybe these features that they're intending to do, because of how they would test them in the game, they would be via mods, so the whole game would be still playable through, even though actually, you know, the thing they're testing as a new feature is a mod sort of thing. So, you know, if it's quite robust from that point of view, you could play it through, even though you knew that Aquilo isn't there. You know, it's just not. It doesn't do anything that you're intending to do. So there's always that possibility. The other one, of course, is, I mean, like for example, there are things they've said that I don't quite believe in a sense. I mean, I don't think that's quite the phrase, but the way they've said that, although when they announced it, you could play, the implication, if not explicitly said, was that you could play the vanilla game through, you know, with version 2, and then turn on the expansion. So it's that sort of thing where, you know, like a expansion for a lot of games, where you can play the regular game all the way through, do all the stuff, and then you can add the expansion. It you know, it just adds in extra stuff to the tech tree and da 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 da. But the reason I don't quite believe that is they've also said, and they have definitely said this, that Cliff Explosive, Spidertron, da 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 da, a couple of other things, are only available on other planets, and those are base game. You know, we're not talking about Volgora techs or Volcanus techs, we're talking about base game techs. So if they're unlockable in the vanilla game, then that's weird. Because if part of the reason for what, you know, wanting to go to Planet X to get Cliff Explosive is to get Cliff Explosives, if they're available in the base game, you're like taking away that impetus. If you switch on the expansion, you've already got that, so you're already there, you know. So it's a bit strange for them to say that's how it's going to work and then move things off of Nalvis. Do you know what I mean? It's a bit sort of like, well, how does that not break the game, in a sense? Because if I've got an assembler here and he's making, you know, Spidertrons or whatever, or cliff explosives, and I've got loads and loads of them, and then I turn the expansion on and suddenly that does nothing, am I not going to be a bit annoyed at that? It's a strange thing to take away, you know. And the other option is that it just remains unlocked. And as I say, in that case, well, if that's a big part of going to that planet, or one of the drivers for going to that planet, it just takes away that as a impetus for going there, you know. So yeah, so I'm not entirely sure I quite believe that's quite how it's going to work. But yeah, so oh dear. So it's things like that, you know. It could well be playable from beginning to end, but it's not how it's going to be in the final version. Okay, so we got them. Hopefully, eventually, maybe. Are we doing that? Are we working? We're working. I've got to feel like that. So, in which case, I can probably delete them from over here. Yep, so, well, that can go. And you can go. And I imagine that means... because that's not taking anything from there, is it? No. So that can go. Cool. Right. So, where do we want to make the next bit? And what do we want to make next? I guess rail would be the most sensible. Yeah, Coverex mentioned October, but I meant the statement from the first SA Photofax where they said release in a year, basically. I think it was released in August, September. I confess I don't remember them saying that, but I will 100% take your word for it. I'm not sure that people didn't get a bit confused, if I'm honest, by... They did a Friday Facts before, didn't they, saying this is how we do the dev, essentially, of, you know, these are the steps we go through. Or what, you know, this is our timeline, general timeline sort of thing. I'm not sure they were specifically saying... And then they did say where they were in that chain. That's not quite the same way, same as saying, you know, we will release, you know, in a year or what have you. So yeah, I never really thought it would be then anyway, so it's still difficult to comment on that one, I guess, but yeah, I didn't really take that as being we are definitely here in this process, because, you know, they'd only made one game, so it was a bit strange to have that. Well, this is our process, you know. This is, you know, how we make all of our games. We've only made one. So yeah, but yeah, I mean, they did say. I do remember them saying at one point that, you know, it was, and you know, what would you call it? Very close, as it were. Oh, what's happened to my audio? That's a bit loud. Why is that suddenly so loud? That's not changed. Don't know what happened now. Where are we? Yes, so. Yeah, that's a little strange. Hopefully you're not getting two versions of my voice coming through. It sounds like I can... I wonder if I tap that one. They have like a noise cancelling thing. Stream sounds good, okay. I might have just accidentally turned that on, I don't know. What was I saying? I don't know. Doesn't matter, I'm sure. Imagine if what's already announced is basically the only good stuff, and there's barely anything good left, and we all wonder what the heck happened. Kind of funny, kind of super depressing, and kind of unrealistic. I can't see that happening at all, to be honest with you. The track record is more the opposite way around. I say it's like I can hear my own voice coming out of speakers. Hang on. Is that... No? That's very strange. I say it's like I've turned a setting on some by accident by tapping them. And it has confused me. But it doesn't usually take a lot to confuse me. Right. Let's put them in. What was I going to add? So this was train stuff, wasn't it? Yes, and you need to be limited. No, I would say the sort of history is the opposite. Because you take something like Spidertron. Crikey, what do I want to set that to? 300? I go big on these because it just gives a nice buffer. And then you're not in a situation where you turn up and you're like, oh, I need 20 or 5, I wouldn't be 500, but I need 100 rail signals. And because, it's not got 100 in stock, you've got to wait for it to make them. So I always set really quite large limits. But it does then mean, like we've got with the stack inserters here, they're struggling to make what I've set because everything is demanding everything all at once. So, but it will eventually sort of reach a point of kind of equilibrium. So maybe we set that to 20. But yeah, no, I don't think. I'm pretty sure it'll come out and there will be some big surprises. Some wow. Why didn't they mention that? And that's huge. And I'm pretty sure because, again, even from just looking at it from a marketing point of view, having loads of people going, oh wow, there's this amazing feature that you didn't mention in the game, is like a great way of kind of encouraging people who are on the fence, So I think we should do, if people were like, well, maybe I will get it, maybe I won't get it. And having at least one big thing like Spidertron that you can sort of surprise drop it into the thing is quite a good strategy, I would think, for getting people who are a bit wavering, as it were. And then what if I was to do trains there as well? That work, I think it would. So if I do trains there. Do. I say I would not be surprised if there was a. I say it's why they've not announced it as an official thing that it is delayed, and that could be because features are being worked on and what have you. But I say I can't see it being a year or that sort of scale. I'd suspect more that they'll cut things out rather than delay the game sort of thing. Or pick them up later is probably a better way. But it's the cargo wagons. And we've ended up with 121, haven't we? So we need basically the same other one. 50, which we've apparently already got. Crikey. I wonder where all of those are. And then if I pop something like, well, actually if we do kind of that, just to go in, so what I actually want to do is that, I think, because then I can do Storage tanks. Fluid wagons. Next to each other. I don't think we need 50 of them, maybe. Oops. Gosh. Let's do half. Oh, just a bot dying again. Coal. You've got your ingredient request, haven't you? Yes, so maybe we should pop that on. That be less than, say, 100. Whoops. Bosh. Water that to that. Your fluid wagons. Coal. Nice. Someone mentioned the blue fuel cell icon and someone has replied, supposedly it's a placeholder graphic. I still guess the item in question is some kind of fuel energy thing there. Yeah. I mean, it would not at all surprise me if it was a placeholder. But I think they've done placeholders in a similar, they've used a similar theme for the placeholder. So, tungsten, they put in a slightly different coloured, iron plate. Although it could actually be that, and the tungsten carbide was, a concrete style, or it was actually concrete recoloured, which I say led me to believe that it was a flooring thing of some description, or it was used in flooring. But yeah, I don't think they use random random pictures, random selections, because it would just get too confusing when you're playing it through. If you're seeing an ever so slightly differently coloured iron plate or steel plate or something, you kind of know what it roughly is. If that represented, a new type of robot, it would just get massively confusing. You'd be like, wait, what am I making there? So I think they keep it thematically similar, if not actually the same, type of thing. But no, they have a bit of a history of recolouring things. When they first showed the planets, they were recoloured pictures of planets from our solar system. I think one was Venus and one was, I can't remember, it might have been Pluto. And they just recoloured it, basically, a sort of a picture from Wikipedia, basically. Have we already got that little iron plate? Train keeps going and coming, so... yes. I think people tend to just... I don't know, it's a bit of a weird thing that's been going on, where people are like, oh, this is confirmed. And then you sort of say, so what's the source on that? I don't remember seeing that. And then they go, oh, well, I don't know. It's not actually been confirmed. I've just assumed that it's got to be. Because someone was like, the enemy is a flying, on Bacchus is a flying biter. That's been confirmed. And it's like, when was that confirmed? And it turns out it wasn't confirmed at all. They just assumed because of the, the Gribbly one, the floating head thing, floating brain thing, that meant flying enemies. That's not been confirmed. They just, as I say, just sort of assumed it. And I say it seems to be going on quite a lot. That people just see a thing, or read a thing, or watch a video sort of thing, and go, oh right, well that's this thing confirmed, even though that's not what they've said at all. I don't know why they're not picking my junk up. Blooming lazy, you see. Blooming lazy there. I'm missing rail, aren't I? I've not put rail in. Rail itself. Okay. Maybe we could pop that. I'll pop here. That maybe? I'm just wondering, actually, it would probably be better if I had made this 3 in a row. Well, that's out. That's a bit messy, isn't it? I've made a right mess there. What I should also do, shouldn't I? I should have a generic storage thing here, really. So they don't have to fly a million miles to dump stuff. And so I can move it. In fact, what I might do... Let's put it sort of in the middle, I think. We have... 5, 2, 3, 4, 5. Yeah, I think... Bit of a strange thing to announce something as confirmed when it's basically just a guess you're making. There you go. People are people, I guess. You're always going to do weird things you don't expect. Where do we want that? Prefer that like that, yeah. Oops. Right. Get some chargeable on the go. Some lights in. Go! Indeed, one really needs to question everything, so many claims just made out of thin air. It's why I do, my videos like I do, basically, that they are very much speculation. I'm never claiming to know anything. And a lot of the times I've, not seen things and what have you, so it's like, there's no point. I don't see any point in, pretending you know something when you kind of don't, as it were. Let's make it nice and big. Or at least to me there isn't, I guess. Everyone thinks that way. Cool, okay, so... I should have flipped that round, wouldn't I? And then I'd have a nice row of chests, and I should have flipped them round. But, oh, never mind. Okay. So, I think that's... I'm losing the plot a bit with what I've got to make and what I have made. Let's go with... the logic stuff. Part of the reason for that, I'm just realising, is I didn't do the copy-paste thing. So I'd know what I'd made and what I haven't made. Let's put these, I guess, over here maybe. Because then we can use copper wire again. So they basically all need copper wire. But we don't know... Oh, I might as well one-to-one it again. What the heck? What the heckins? So, do that. Do you need anything else? It's mostly just circuits, isn't it? But it's all just circuits. Yeah. That. A few more stacks. I think maybe flip that round then. So we'll have there. That's unfortunate, isn't it? Because I've got all of this in way. If we do. Let's move that way. And then we can put another splitter there. that up. Like so. Expand it to there. It's too far over there, isn't it? So if we do maybe yeah, actually I could have covered it like that. Oh. Fine. Where's my thing? In fact, got one in the old history. Diddly diddly dee. So cool. See, we run out of storage chests now. Yes, and the next ones we're going to make, but it would be nice to be able to set recipes, so we might as well. Let's use that one just to be consistent. So I'll delete them. In fact, I could get them moving all of this, couldn't I? Now that I've got... If I... Let's give them a little bit of a chance to kind of build this. But then I could get all of that moving over this way. Yeah. I could, in the meantime... What did I make then? I accidentally made a barrel. Okay. In the meantime, what? We could make a storage chest ourselves. So. Right. So power switches. I don't know. Let's do a few of those. That do say. I don't know what they stack to. 50? No. And then give you a filter. More combinators. Not combinators. Signal thingy jobs. What are they called? Constant combinators. So it is a combinator. Wires. Ready to go. Got. I'm looking forward to the. It's one of the little features that I'm just looking forward to so much is the improvement or changes to the way the whole logic thing works, because I'd love to use the logic more. And I've said this before, but I find the way it's done like weird and confusing, because it doesn't. It's like it's programming, but like a simplified version of programming that's actually more. It's that thing of where if you know how something, or you know, like the proper. I don't know that word, but the proper way of doing things. If someone then comes along and sort of does a hyper simplified way of doing it, it actually takes you more. Is it red first? No, got green first. More sort of thinking to understand it, because you've kind of also got to work out how they've done the simplification. Oh, 200. But also there's certain things like the way it adds signals automatically and things like that that are just not intuitive to me. So yeah, it's one of the weird things I'm really looking forward to. Okay, I'm making them. I've not made any of them for some reason. So we just out green skirkets. Excellent. Perfect. Now, have you built all of this? Not quite all of it, but that's fine. So if we get rid of that. Then... I mean, that doesn't really have to be there as such, does it? No. I think I might put these chesticles in there. And then it will make them all. So... Oh, I guess there's the warehouses and stuff as well. Because those also have... I was a bit surprised we didn't get the, the storehouse and warehouse version of these as well. I don't know if they are tracked. Well, that's a point. How is that coming on? What's this? Oh, we're waiting on red circuit thing again. Okay. I might put a second one that I can do a double. Oh no, you're not. What are you waiting on? Copper. Why have you not? Oh, you wouldn't have copper because there's now nothing going into the whole shooty bang system. Right. In fact, copper's just stopped everything from happening, isn't it? Oh well. Eventually I will properly work in space, but Oh yes, I was going to check. So, I wonder if... Ah, there we go, you see. So there is a special sort of warehouse version. Of which I don't have... Oh, in fact there's... Okay. A whole sequence of them. Right. Well, there we go. Indeed, so many quality of life improvements. The ones I look the most forward to are the train ones. Which one? You mean as in any one of those specifically? Or... I mean, obviously really looking forward to the elevated rails. I'm not sure that's quite what you mean by quality of life, but yeah, I'm... how do I want to do this? Maybe I put... How many have we got? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. We don't really need buffers in that bridge, do we? I mean, part of the reason I started this was to almost get back into the habit of doing depoting. Because it doesn't really work in the base game. Because of this reason. That trains end up stuck there and, I mean, you're getting no path. Crikey, why are you getting no path? That's not very good. What's happened there, then? What has happened there? There are no green circuits coming this way. Okay. Heading to load, unload. Wow, okay. I guess throughput's just so rubbish. You can't make any green circuits. Blimey, I didn't know it was quite that bad. But why is it no pathing and not? Because that implies it can't get there. Oh, why can't you get up there? Why does that stop there? I mean, not that there's anything for you to load there. What's happened here? Why would that be a no path? I mean, that's clearly in the wrong place. It should be there. But I don't see how that would stop it from... Is this set to... No, you see that's got... Wait, is it coming now? Oh, look! What's happened there? It's coming, but I don't quite understand how that was a no path. Pushing the wrong button. Yeah, don't understand that. That made it a no path. What was I going to do? So I was going to make, for example, that one, this one, feed directly off of that. Is that a good arrangement for them? Probably not. I'll do them that way. So then that gets those. What does that then leave? It leaves quite a lot of them, but not too many of them, really. So you could go there, and then that'll feed all three of them. Power thing in there. And so that actually, if that was that, where'd that be there? That. Not quite far enough. Let's move that round. Right, so then your no. Where are you? No, missed it. All of that, please. Like that. Actually, if I... Because these all need the same circuits, don't they? I guess it's that one's gonna... Okay, so that would need to be separate. That needs the same circuits, then I can flip that over. And then do that. No. I don't think that'll do. Because that'll get some there, we're not going to make very many of these. So you've got an output there, you've got an input. This one needs flipping over as well. So do that. Cool. That was unnecessarily complicated. There you go. I probably forgot some, but elevated rails and intros mostly. Cool. Yeah, I kind of hope that interrupts in particular, like, properly radically change how it all works in a sense, because it's got to go up there then, isn't it? It's got a bit line. Maybe if I rotate, what does that mean? Not that big up there? It's way a bit better, isn't it? Yeah, that's better. Yeah, because currently, particularly this thing here, is so horrible. It's so horrible using all of this stuff. You know, and I just hope that you can create sufficiently generic... Because I can't remember whether they are improving this or not. I think they are, but... You know, just having something that makes... So that you can set a train system up and you just sort of know it's going to work, you know? And you don't kind of have to bother about looking through lists of trains to find missing trains and trains you've run over and all that malarkey. Really fussed about that. Oh, let's leave it. You've got your request, you've got your request, you've got your request, so you've got your filter, you've got your filter, so you haven't, okay, you, okay, so then, I don't know. Active providers, let's just do them. Them. Loads of these. So maybe lost them. There you go. Maybe 300 of them, maybe? Between them. And then again, loads. 200. The other thing I noticed, you know, because this gives you the access to all of the icons, and that is, you know, the destroyed thing on Fulgora. That's basically the same thing, isn't it? Arundel's clearly quite an efficient artist. So whatever those Arco links are. I mean, I suppose you could describe it as an Easter egg. That's probably a fairer way of putting it. But he's clearly quite keen to get certain things in the game. Right, so what else can we destroy over here? Hopefully that made some liquid rocket. We'll get rid of all of this then. Boop. And then boop. Nice, slowly clearing it down. We've not done the storage. We did do trains though, didn't we? So we've done all of this. That's all replaced. You can go as well. You. That's all. No, it isn't. Get rid of that bit. Cool. Not much left now. And I already did that. Got that. Yeah, so I'm kind of hoping that the interrupts turned it more into like sort of a programming challenge, that it's about setting up your system so that it works rather than kind of, you know, having to mess about looking in menus and all that sort of stuff. I could make both of those. Could make that as well. Flying robot frames would be a question. Don't fancy doing the whole logistics just at this second though. I was just wondering if maybe I could squeeze these two in here. Because they are fairly boring ingredients. Oops. And then this was the antenna thing, wasn't it? I haven't a clue how many of those I should be making. There you go. And then I guess at the very least I should have the same number of them. I'm surprised they didn't turn off because I thought I made a bunch of them. Right, how are we doing with building this? I think you've got enough spaces. So let's start giving you some more work to do. Let's take that one out, that one, and that one. Yeah, okay. Do you know which science robots? Do you know which science robots are behind in the current game? I hope it's at basically the same level as space science. Meaning... So you think maybe... Because space science is now well, not technically. Space science... This is what I was saying about the... How could you go from a vanilla game to a... You know, space age game? I don't know how that switchover works. It just doesn't make sense. But, oh, plasma generators. When did I unlock them? Interesting. What's I saying? Yes, because space science is now like a early game research now, isn't it? It's not the end game at all. So yeah, I'm wondering on that, I guess. Because what are they in vanilla? Is it not just blue science? Because you get robotics with blue science, don't you? Even in vanilla, this is obviously SpaceX. But there's quite a lot of it, logistics stuff. I don't know, if they're going to be really annoying, they'd do what this does and put logistics system. I could see that being a space science. That you have to go up and do science, you know, do rockets and you know, push you towards doing, you know, a proper space platform that does science on it, sort of thing. I could see the logistics system being, you know, at that level. It never really made sense to me, if I'm honest, why that was a separate technology that you have to unlock later. It always seemed a bit artificial. Because you've got the technology to make these amazing robots, but you apparently haven't got a chest, the ability to... You've got, you know, wait quite a lot later in the tech tree to be able to just put a little signal on it. You know, it just seems a bit sort of backwards, really. I think maybe we do, like, some of these machines next. Let's do that then. So, I'm going to leave all the storehouses for later, I think. I don't know to what extent I'll really use them. Which ones? Let's grab them. Where are we going to put them? How about... Yes, if I just pop that. Put those up to the green one. This is a bit more complicated, so I'm just going to do them two as well. Yeah, I mean, I don't know. I would kind of expect that it could be up there. Need to be down if we're working like that. I expect it to be basically the same. I think. I don't think they're going to limit access to some. I don't. I don't think that's you have to go to an extra planet to get bots. I don't think it's going to work like that. Because that's just a bit too harsh, as it were. Yeah. Now, any of these need... Excuse me. So you've got heat shields. Are heat shields actually being delivered here? They aren't, but I do have a icon. So maybe that would be one option. We are getting sulfur though, aren't we? So we could make some locally. Gonna need coal, aren't they? Yeah, let's bring heat shields in. Well, let's have a look, see if it's actually making heat shields. And anything like... Oh yeah, there's loads of them sat there. Of course, because all the science will have stopped for them. Right, so let's do heat shields. Did I ever do a 1-2-1 tree? There it is. Let's pop you over here. Am I really going to have to go and sort that out? Why aren't you why is no one going and picking that up? You're getting loads of engagements with that. The biters are just bonkers. In fact, what evolution are we actually at? Can I find some biters? What's the evolution? Doesn't say on that, does it? Interesting. Let's do it by console. Wait, is it /? Oh, I was forgetting. 0.979276. Wow. Okay. No wonder we're getting so many behemoths. What was I going to do? Yeah, we'll dash over there, and I'll sort that out. I have no idea why no construction bot is picking that up. But we'll also nip over to the most vulnerable bit of the walls, I think. That robots require the same tech as reaching the space science. What I wanted to say was that I wish it's simple enough to reach robot manufacturing on each planet, but without biters on all planets. Perhaps it's not as critical, specifically for wall repairs. Oh yeah. Yeah, I don't. This is one of the things I am. I don't know about concerned about, but like on this, I've made very little progress in terms of the actual space stuff. Now, partly that's just because of how I play, you know. Partly that's because I really wanted logistics bots, so I kind of ended up doing it in that way. But one of the things that was very apparent when... Why am I doing that and not the bots? That was very apparent when I was working on that moon. That's no moon. Was that really I needed either some way of setting cargo rockets up, and cargo rockets are just insanely massive in this. Because the gun turret things don't send everything, so that's annoying. The cargo rockets have insane production requirements, like to fill them and stuff, and it feels like a complete waste of resources to send them without basically filling them up. So that's annoying. Have I like disconnected this logistically? Because they haven't built that either. I like accidentally separated these networks. No, it's the same network. Oh, is this them trying... Oh, no, that's... Oh, it's because I've given them all them jobs. And don't move them locally. What a complete set of fools you are. Don't just move them between chests. I might have to avoid the coal ones. Really, we need to feed it in and just sort of... Well, this is another thing. I need coal liquefaction, really. Right, yes, so I will sort this out. I don't know, you pay these robots and then you just go messing about. I put that on the wrong one, that's a 4 one. That's the robot's fault, that is. So we want to go... Am I putting depots first or last? Crikey. First, right. What was I saying? Yes, I don't think there'll be any simplification of the recipe, is the basic point. So yeah, I think you will... I guess my question over it would be the lube side of it, because they're not... Robots aren't actually... There's a lot of steps in it, but it's not actually that difficult to produce robots. But if we're going to a planet, for example, Volcanus and Falgora, well, Falgora, we know that the oil sand gives us heavy oil, and it only requires a offshore pump in order to get it. So if you just bring a few cracking things with you, not cracking, a few labs with you, then you can just turn that heavy oil into lube, basically, and you're sorted. And that doesn't require water, does it? So getting lube for bots there, no problem. But Volcanus, it seemed more complicated, because I think... Did they actually say that they put... I think they said they put coal liquefaction on Volcanus, haven't they? So you would have to set up a bit more of a complicated chain. And I think your restriction there is water then, isn't it? Because coal liquefaction requires... Well, unless they said they've changed the recipe. But coal liquefaction requires water in the chain, basically. So load and unload. So making lube on Volcanus might be a bit of a pain. But we have seen that several of the recipes use lube. So it's obviously not that complicated. But I do wonder in Space Age the degree to which load, unload. Now presumably I did actually set that, did I? No, I don't think I renamed it, did I? No. So if we put this as... So yeah, but what I was saying is that someone just got trashed. Is that it shows it there. Cool. Completely lost my train. Are we breaking stuff? Oh, look at how little ammo there is there. Oh no, it's just because I can't see the red for the green. Yes, when I went to the moon and we did a bit there, it was very apparent that you either need to have like a plan of, well, this is all the things I should take with me, which that's quite a lot of like trial and error, I think, to get that. Or you need to have, and this is what I want a bit. Way. That was a train. Oof. Yeah, you got that one as well. You need to have like a little mini base that you can build, that you can just stamp down. And of course, on both of those planets, they're massively restricting the space for us to build. So if you build a little, and I guess it could be bot based in and of itself. you know, so that you can, and you just bring bots with you, your first set of bots, you know, 50 bots, and it just self-builds itself, and, you know, can then make more bots and what have you. But if you've just got this tiny little plateau and that's the only practical space for you to build on, and you've made a mini base that's like 4 times the size, it's going to be quite, you know, difficult to like fit it onto, you know, the 3 nearest platforms or something. And especially given they can't, unless they're close enough for bots to travel, you can't move stuff between them. I mean, that's another thing, you know, I was saying about the people are just assuming things rather than actually having any, you know, evidence that stuff is in the game. Somebody made a comment about how robot enemies are on Fargora, and I was like, when have they said that? They've never said that. But no, they just assumed it, you know. It's like, well, you can't go around just assuming that sort of thing. Oh, in they come. We could do with some damage buffs as well. They're all trapped behind Vulcanite. Oh, hello. Oops, sorry. Hello, Radio Aki Twin? I don't know. Don't know how to pronounce your name, I'm afraid. How are you? I hope you're well. I'm okay, thank you for asking. Welcome to the... Well, welcome to chat. I don't know if you've watched the stream before, but welcome to the stream, either way. Oh, I thought I was going to get hit by a train there. I think tanks are tougher in this, because I've certainly been hit by trains before in the tank, and it's almost just not scratched them. Just might be my imagination. Yeah, but I don't know. I think there's going to be a bit of a job, and I think that's probably where, you know, the likes of Nilhouse is going to like absolutely, you know, boss it basically in a sort of here's a blueprint for a base that you could just stick down and it'll fit on any plateau and makes you belts and, you know, what have you. I think people who do that sort of, you know, design a base for me type of thing are just going to absolutely have a field day, really. I'm sure I will just make a mess with spaghetti again. So, right, is this lot worth deconstructing as well? I think we're probably at a stage where we could kind of get rid of that. Eventually, when the bots stop being so lazy. Sorry, but I need to ask you to laugh like he he he. Why? Wait, I don't really laugh like he. I can't really do it on command either, I'm afraid. Is there any particular reason for that? Is that some practical joke or something? I usually fall for all that stuff, don't you know? I don't usually filter through when people are doing, you know. Oops. Those sort of practical jokes. You look kind of like Peter Griffin. Oh, right, okay. I haven't watched whatever it's called in years. They still make it, don't they? Cool. Okay, so we've got chests now. What are we making next? Let's see. We'll make all of these. Which planet is this? You mean as in what we're playing here? Yes, this is now this. This is just home planet. I'm so... I mean, literally... And in fact, if I don't know if I showed you... No, that's the wrong thing. Okay. Because it was RAN that I went to. New service. And as you can see, basically we had a meteor strike. And it's knackered what I've done, so... And how the heck I'm meant to fix that? Because I don't appear to have left any repair packs. Or bots, I don't think. Which is just mad. Oh no, there are bots. I need 24 construction there. I just didn't leave any repair packs. What I guess I could try and do is maybe build them, but I don't think I left like anything here. I was really rather done with it. Because that's the scrap. So in other words, I don't have any assembly machines here, I don't think. No, you see there's just chests with... And this is me improvising something to get home. I really didn't think this through at all. But then all I wanted to do with it was... yeah, see, so I've only got stone, copper and iron ore in my logistic system. Well, what use is that? Yeah, didn't think about that one at all. Eventually we'll get back there and I'll sort it all out. But, yeah. Right, so does anyone need anything special? Got heat shields. Have they delivered heat shields? Ah, they have. Excellent. Now you need stone break. Yeah, we've got all of that. As well, it's the same. Engines are good. Yeah, fine on that. He says, are these going in a chest just there? Okay. Yeah, they're all good. Yeah. Excuse me. So that's a miner, which is not over here. Yes, it is. There we go. So grab that one. Make that as well. Biddly bob. Okay. So that's just them. That's a miner. Turn them off. Where are we getting damage? Oh, just a bot. Oh. Ah, dynamite drills. Cool. So all of this is just makeable by normal stuff. So if we just stick down. Got any copies of... No, fine. Right, so... just plop them all in, really. How many we got? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. And then that one's slightly different. Okay. So that one's slightly different. We can do that. Awesome. That. Oops. Right. Oh. Yeah. Lost track then. Isn't there... Can't I make... No, I guess not. Maybe I'm thinking of the life support one. There's another building that looks just like that, but... No, there isn't. Where have I got that from? Okay, so there we want that one, you there, you there. We don't really need. Let's just leave it like it is. Okay, yet more things for the bots to deliver. Yes, of course. Okay, centrifuges. Where are they? I don't know. I guess it's build 100 or something. They might end up being useful for something. kind of built. I guess I haven't got Covrex up and running, so there's that. But, oops. And you're going to be. Oops. 200 of them, you mean? Chemical plants. Surprised we haven't come up against a sort of advanced chemical plant yet. We'll set that to. Let's set it to 350. You always need loads of those. Loads more than you think. That was a bot dying. Fuel processing. I guess they stacked to 50. What was this? This was chemical plants, wasn't it? Yeah. And then life supports. I don't know, it's 10. I think they are used in something, aren't they? On up in space. Just a few of them. Fuel refineries. The classic. Don't need them for ages and then you need a million, so we'll stick that up. In fact, maybe if I put, say, 50 or something. Because I'm sure suddenly we'll need to build a massive rocket fuel production facility or something. Pulverizers, similar sort of thing, but they seem to be massive. Oh, there you go, there's a red one. I mustn't have unlocked that yet then. I guess let's make, say, 50 of them in case they become useful. I don't know what a lot of these stack to. Was that another bot dying? Crikey. Probably suicidal. What's that recycling again? Let's just make it on 50. I don't know if that's a stack or not. Doot. 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 Then we've got pump jacks. I'm going to set this really quite high. I think I've probably got like all the coal miners I need already. But let's set it on 20 or so. They stack as one, so we do need loads of them. In fact, why did I set that? That's not what I was thinking about. Set that as 200, say. And it's this one that needs to be really high. Because you will always need shed loads of these. Although, eventually we're getting a big mining drill. Where have I heard that name before? 400. Put the core filter. No, that's not a core filter. That's a core filter. Let's go there. Core. And then I guess we'll let it build some of them in case that's the recipe. I don't need a tiny one now. Actually, they need to be there. Cool. So I think that's all of them, is it? So we've got them, yes, yes. That one, yes. That one. That one, that one, that one. And that one. Excellent. Did I take them out of here? Nope. I copied and pasted. Okay, so we get rid of that. Get rid of those. That one. I made all the concrete, didn't I? So we can get rid of that. Oh, I didn't do the landfill overflow. Let's go and do that. I'm in completely wrong part. Oh, looks like they filled out all of that, so we could deconstruct some more over here. Right, so... Because what I really need to do is empty the empty ones, because they'll tend to just shift things over quite close. I mean, some of the things where I've got filters set, hopefully they would take them away. Yeah, there we go. So I can get rid of that, maybe. You're going to take it over there? Yeah, cool. So let's try and get rid of things that we know should move to logical places that we've already got. Oh, look. I didn't know we had so many. There's like 350 of them. Where did they come from? Anyway, yeah, that one. Garages, trains, fuel things, they're empty. Oh. Oh, thank you very much for the subscribe, Embedded Spade. That's very, very kind of you. Are you having a good day? I don't know. I didn't hear a notification on that. I should have heard a notification, but I didn't. I just saw it in the corner of my eye. So apologies if that was a little while ago. It's meant to pop up and tell me, but clearly there's been updates and it's changed again. But yes, thank you very much for the subscription. That's very much appreciated. Right, so I guess we'll leave all of them. Let's see what I mean. They're moving them between the things for... Wait, that one's got a... What are you doing? The bots are mad. The bots have gone mad. Run away, everyone. The bots... See what I mean? They're just moving them between chests. Don't do that. Bring them over here. Let's see if we can get all these empty ones, and then they hopefully won't do that as much. What's that one there? I think that's all the empty ones. Fingers crossed. So I could try and get rid of the coal mining drills. Hopefully they'll bring them over here. I haven't done pumps yet, so let's not do that. Oh, cliff explosives. I don't think they're on the list, are they? Yes, they are. Okay, cool. Right, what else can we get the bots to fail to move because they're being stupid? You see? You see? That's not what I told you to do. Why did you move those red belts there? Get rid of that. No, don't put them there. Get rid of them. And that one. Oh look, we got a rocket silo. That's not on the list. Rocket silos, I should build them in case we need to do massive scale up on... No. I got about 20 chests with red splitters in, even though I've never made them other than by hand. It's all just like junk, isn't it? That's an empty one. It's gone dark, so I can't see what's going on there. Let's just try and get them to fill them, some lights in. At some point. Well, let's leave them to do whatever mad things they're going to do. And move on to the next part, which... Actually, how far are we off from doing this? What's missing here? Roboports, okay. I can't tell what you're missing. Request chest. That's interesting. Why has it not made them? Out of Largy network. What are you missing? Oh, gates. Okay. Roboports. Yeah, so we need to make roboports before we can do this. Because I really want to get the military stuff sorted because it's getting annoying. If you want to see me design and build this, there's actually live streams of me doing it. It's the blueprint series towards the end. Right, so I need to add on regular rocket things, haven't I? Because I've got the cargo ones, in case we need to build a bunch of them. There's that. So shall we do the military stuff? We might as well. Really, I should make these, I think. This it turns out, is for the liquid and this whole casting thing. I need to get a handle on that as well, because I'm guessing that's massively more efficient. But it seems to use vulcanite, which of course I'm not really, you know, processing, really. I've done them. Yeah, so let's do the military stuff. Now, no, let's not do the military stuff, because that means messing about with this, doesn't it? Never really worked out what I was going to do here. Military should probably be up here. So if we just stick a tag on, maybe. Let's just put a grenade in there or something. Because there's lots of really cool like weapons coming up, which I'm nowhere near unlocking either. Pheromone dart confuses an enemy biter or spitter, making them think they are friendly and their kin are the enemy. So you get them to you know, kill each other, basically. Plague rocket. You can use that basically. As I understand it, someone was posting on the Reddit that they did like a guide to SpaceX, and you can basically drop one of them, and it just wipes out all the biters on the surface on a planet. But you then have to have the life support on, because it's just, you know, it just makes it a whole toxic thing. I don't really even know what these are for. I've got one of these, but it didn't have like an explanation of what they do. I mean, my assumption is that they are like friendly and they'll like fight for you, but I've never been brave enough to use it. Where are grenades? There we go. So yeah, we'll do the military stuff sort of over here, basically, I think. Maybe with separate drop-offs, because once this is all gone, I can kind of use this area as well. Because I need to build these pickup stations, basically, over here, you know, and sort it all out from that point of view. We have some drop cargo. Marvelous. Damn, Arundel is creative. Yeah, I mean, because I think all of these are like mods that he's made. Effectively. So what I'll do instead is if I do like copy and paste of all of these ones and sort of plop these over here somewhere. It's like this is what I need to make over here. Okay, so that's them potentially sorted. So what do we actually want to do? I guess we could do all the power bits, apart from nuclear, obviously. I don't know why I'm avoiding making them. Let's make them first then. Over here, 2. And then let's make all of these power bits bar. Excuse me, the nuclear fuel, because that needs to be over there as well. Where should we make them? I guess maybe we could have one of those in this sort of segment. I would quite like to also add these in a little gap, maybe in here somewhere. Let's put, say, there, and there, there. Cool. For someone who considers himself to be a belt builder, you know, predominantly belts, and which is why we've got these half-ass rubbish here. I always get to a point where I basically do a bot build, because it's just simpler, essentially. You know, I've been trying to re-embrace the spaghetti. Why have you put things in here? They're just absolute terrors. Absolute terrors. It just gets to a point where it's like you've got so much to build, and yeah, there's only so much spaghetti you can really, you know, feasibly do before it drives you insane. How they do these bases where, you know, that you see like on the banners and, you know, behind the game thing, where it's just mad. I guess they probably just sort of self-impose a restriction on it and say, right, I'm, you know, going to build things and I will never upgrade them and I will never, you know, move them and, you know, force themselves to do it that way, but crikey. I am trying to remember where offshore pumps are. As we have established, I always forget. So we want pumps are then not in the same place. In here? There we go. Let's say 50 of them as well. Super cool. Forgot to do the filter. Did the filter. Waiting on ingredients. Waiting on ingredients. Cool. There is something beautiful with spaghetti, but it's repulsive at the same time. I never use bots for things apart from a very few complex last-minute additions and inventory things. I always remember my first... Well, let's call it my first playthrough. It wasn't my first attempt, you know. It was my first time I properly played through the game. And, you know, because I'd had several tries, like most people. I'd done the whole... got to blue science and, you know... essentially restarted over and over and over again. That does need electric furnaces, doesn't it? Yeah, but that needs extra ones of those. So if we just pop, say, over. And basically, I was therefore trying to unlock everything, and this was the first time I used modules and stuff as well. Although even there, I left until later, basically, far later than I should have. And I unlocked bots and built some, and put them in my inventory, and I was like. I was expecting, you know how for construction bots, your personal construction bots, you have to have them in your inventory because they're your bots. And obviously you have chests for logistics bots to move things around your base. And so my expectation was that in order to get logistics delivered to you, you had to have logistics bots on you, because this is the first time I built them. And I think I made 20 logistics bots. And so I had them in my inventory, and I was ages there going, why is nothing getting delivered? And this was like, you didn't even have this checkbox. This was always just on, basically. And I was just like, what's going on? They're broken. How do bots work? And it's just one of them things, isn't it? It's a lot in this game that you think that you just know how to use just because you've used it a lot. So yeah, it's like I was also tell the story that the very first time I played, I didn't know biters were a thing. I knew absolutely nothing about the game. I'd seen it recommended by someone I used to follow on. Well, I guess I still do follow them on DeviantArt, but DeviantArt is a AI NFT cesspool nowadays, so I don't tend to go there anymore. But there's an artist I used to, I followed on DeviantArt, and he basically did the classic. I've been playing this game obsessively, and I'm having dreams where there are, transport belts in my dreams. I was like, that sounds interesting. So I gave it a go. And literally, first time I loaded it up, played, took me ages to work out, you know, how to put together electricity. And by the time I got to electricity and I'd done it, suddenly these creatures turned up, and I'm like, and they were, you know, it was like 4 biters, you know, 4 small biters, and I didn't know how to fire my gun, you know, because I mean, why would spacebar be fire your gun sort of thing? It sort of makes sense in a way, but you know, you just don't know what the controls are, and I had to open the menu to even find out. And I've literally got the handgun, and you know, opened the controls, worked out, you know, the fire thing, and they just wiped me out. And I was like, oh, there's enemies in the game. How does that work? So yeah, it's amazing the things you don't know, you know. So we're getting then. Is there anything else orderable and deliverable? I think it is, isn't it? Cool. So we need to put some restrictions on these. Now I think, because is it still... What's the recipe on boilers and stuff? Because we might just be able to do them directly as well. Anyway. What are we doing? So if we put this at, say, 100 or something. To there. And then put that on steel furnaces. At 50. Again, this is one where you don't need them for ages, and then you need 1,000,000. Although we may end up doing the blast furnace thing. So, what we're going to put that on? 300 maybe? Let's give it a go. And I guess I should make a lot of these, but I don't know how big they stack. So if we just put it on 100. Because I'm trying to do this like properly, in a way that I kind of haven't for, you know, like bobs and stuff, where I just sort of bullied my way through to the end. I'm trying to do it with actually seeing what all of the systems are about, you know, like the core mining and all that sort of stuff. Well, I did the exact same thing. Yeah. I haven't thought about the things I found unclear when I side played. Me and my friend got overrun by a big army of biters, and everything got destroyed after 1 to 2 hours. Yeah. It's funny. I mean, combat is something people do struggle with, you know, generally, isn't it, in the game? But I never found it to be that. And this isn't some boast. It's just, it's basically, you know, it's a tower defense type mechanism, and I guess I have played quite a lot of tower defense games, so you know, it's not a kind of alien concept to me, like maybe it is for some people, I guess. But why have I put one at 50? And let's make that 50 then. I'm assuming these are massively productive and stuff. Oh, we've got one now. Casting machine. Excellent. What are we missing? Steel and all that lovely stuff. Excellent. So that's them done. We can remove them from here as well. I also did the pumps and the offshore pumps. I didn't put the landfill in, did I? It's a basic idea. Now, it's not pulverized that does, no. Is it? In fact, why have I even got them? It's a recycling facility. What do I set limits on here? Because that's 10 stacks. That's probably excessive, isn't it? I'm guessing it's limited because, you know, they're actually like... I mean, these are super fast machines. So maybe if we take those down to 20 as well. Yeah, see that's 10. But that's only 5. Did it bring me the recyclers? Yep. So I think this is right, isn't it? Do that. No, it isn't. No. So... Landfill. But what's the machine it's made in? So that's just the assembly one. And that's just, these are just... Oh, you can, that's what I'm thinking of. You can make it out of copper. But that's not what I want to do, is it? Because I've got sand here. I wouldn't normally do something like this, but I'm just aware that landfill is actually really expensive. And if I'm going to go and make square walls around my base, I'm going to need quite a lot of landfill. So I might as well just kind of use this up. Maybe if I put it on the other side, I think. Yeah. So we'll just put... So there. And I think as it happens, this is like a way less productive recipe. So it's just whatever's left ends up going up that way. Doesn't look like it needs 3 stacks. So. I'm not sure that I don't want an entire like landfill factory to it. I copied that the wrong way around. What an idiot. We've also got the scrap stuff, which I'll probably end up just recycling anyway. Yeah, it's just, you know, what's left. It's a bit like with kids, and sometimes they have genius ideas, while we that's basically have limited, I think, by habits. Being a nerd programmer basically stops me from figuring out some intuitive things. Yeah, that's a very good point. The improvisation skills of children is just off the charts. Why do I have a random pipe of lube there? Guess I was thinking of connecting it to something else. Yeah, they're just, you know, their ability to just make things up, you know, is just amazing. It's part of that is actually, it's like an evolutionary thing, because, you know, the cost of having a brain, as I understand it, basically, it's kind of the cost of having a brain that is, you know, so many connections, because you know you do that sort of improv thing by all the connections in your brain, you know, the synapses being all connected all over to random places, so bits of your brain that would normally be associated with, you know, walking or something like that are connected to other bits, and it's just like massive connections. And you get 2 spurts of it. You get when you're very, very young, and then when you're a teenager as well, you get loads and loads of extra connections get formed. And the idea is that essentially you then end up with kind of network of all the possibilities, and it's that focusing in on like what's a useful, you know, life skill or skill set for you to have. It then prunes all the rest away, because maintaining that massive network is actually like quite expensive. So I believe that's kind of the reason for it. And obviously for different people, different sort of bits of your brain get kind of prioritised and what have you. But yeah, it sort of ends up with these incredible improv skills in children, which is just bonkers. It's like having, how to phrase it, recently got a nephew. Now that doesn't, that's interesting, that doesn't use boilers. Okay, doesn't this one use boilers? That's the one, okay. Yeah, so recently, you know, I mean recently in terms of years, you know, I've been kind of amazed at his play, as it were. Is he just thinks of like mad stuff. It's just amazing. All you have to give him is a plastic tractor or something, and he's just off in, making all sorts of stuff up. Don't really even know if I really need them. We shall see. So, boiler. Oops. Burnery thing. Where are they? There. That's smashing. Well, that's a point. I can make the flat panels now, can't I? Huh. Firm they can walk on. Is that even more efficient on land as well? Can I only make multispectral mirrors in space though? Yeah, they require space manufacturing. Okay. Because I could, upgrade all of my solar panels as well. Because we've not had a coronal mass ejection for yonks. Anyway, where are we getting to? So we want, say, I don't know, 50 boilers, which I'm sure we've already got from the previous factory. Boiler, 50. Go, and then connect. What is this? This is it's not an electric boiler, is it? It's a burner turbo. Yeah. 50 of them. 50 of everything. So another example of that is not wanting to go into too specific details, but my dad had a lot of contact with academics, meaning university professors essentially, of various different stripes and what have you, but he would always be quite critical of them. They didn't have any common sense. That was kind of his big criticism. They wouldn't apply the same logic essentially that he would apply, and I kind of get where he was coming from, but a lot of it was that, but they're not really, in a sense, trained to think in that way. So they're kind of not going to see what you might think is obvious things, because it's just not how they think. And it's like, that's, problem with IQ tests, when they do IQ tests. Even though they claim often that, oh, we've made this, culturally insignificant and what have you. I mean, a lot of IQ tests have memory things in them and things you would only have acquired through, like, reading or that sort of thing. And how is that? How could you really justify saying that you're more intelligent if you happen to have read the right book? Do you know what I mean? They're not actually functions of brain power necessarily. The fact that you went to a library and read that book rather than another book sort of thing. But knowing things is often seen to be intelligent. Yeah, it's just getting quite annoying then. And in a way it is, but, simply having read a thing isn't really a mark of intelligence, I would suggest. But yeah. You get a lot of sort of cultural bias that you can't really identify. You could tell I've been basically doing the same thing for a long time because I'm hanging on about IQ tests now. Where the hell did that come from? We want boilers. Oh, that looks funky. High temperature heat exchanger. Nice. That's not a boiler, is it? It's a turbine. And we want, say, we whack in a nice big number of them. So we won't need them for years, and then suddenly it'll turn out some recipe needs steam or something. Electric boilers, I did not set the thing up. I don't think there either. We have that filtered. That filtered. I don't know if these are any use or not. Create steam from water using electrical energy. The process is 90% energy efficient, so you don't gain energy. High temperature steam can be used for energy storage. Low temperature steam can be used for crafting. Well, there you go. Marvellous. I've not got coal liquefaction, which is where I feel I would probably be using a lot more. Don't even get me started on academics. Got fed up in university because of those who openly talked about how superior they were to construction workers. Wow. I was shocked at first and thought that even though they think so, isn't it stupid to say it? Yeah, it's yeah. I just think you're on very thin. And that's my dad's effectively the reverse of that. He's basically saying these people are stupid even though they've got lots of qualifications. Which again, it's not, you're comparing apples and trucks. Do you know what I mean? It's not even, they're not even the same class of entity. It's not even, they're both fruit. They are utterly and completely different things. Cool. So I think maybe if we stick all these into this gap here, because they're all basically simple, so I'll sort of put them in here. It keeps all the sort of theme together. I don't know why I put gaps in there, but I did, so that's a thing I've done. But we'll put them together like that. And I think maybe I will stick in, because I'm kind of building these here in the assumption that maybe eventually at some point there might be some other use of solar panels, but I do have an entire factory, which I'm sure is failing to run. Yeah, there you go. Because it won't have... What are you missing? What are you missing? Glass. Okay, that's interesting. Why don't you have glass? Because you're not running? Why are you not running? Oh, you're running? But at some point, some idiot has forgotten to put a belt on. Look at that. I wonder how long that's been like that. And how has my factory been running full? And I got that wrong around. How the heck has that got removed? I wonder if maybe... No, that's too small. I was going to say a meteorite might have crashed on it, but... Well, there is no meteorite. But so how is that? I guess that... Oh, I bet the other ones have loaded up. Here. Okay. If we just send you off... Do your thing. But wow, look at that. Yes, so I'm going to make a few here, just for the point. And I'm going to have to force build them, basically, because it's connected to the other... I think this is... Is it? Oh no, it's separate. That's okay. Anyway, we'll do it, force build them anyway, just fill up a chest to a limit. Do it on the logistics. That there, and then same with this one. Do there, do that. So I'm just doing that in the sort of assumption that maybe something at some point will... Have you got everything set? Wow, no green circuits at all again. Crikey. I mean, there's loads of capacity here. It's just the inserter thing that's the problem. They'd probably do another train, I'd guess, as well. Load, load. No, it's just a throughput thing, isn't it? Should maybe have made it one of my double stop things, really. Because a lot of these machines are idle, even with yellow belt. So. But that's why we're doing all this, so that we can go and upgrade. Why have you not made a single one of those? Because you don't have any green circuits, do you? It's always your bottlenecks that get you. Right. So we have got... What time is it? 5:40. This is working out perfectly. Because I think we'll probably have like all of the regular stuff. And then there's just the military left. I pull up this side of it is like things I don't know if I should make here. Or I should maybe make in space or what have you. There's like the recycling thing with the scrap. I think that should probably be some separate facility. This is able to do it. I don't know why I left it on that, but the whole molten thing, but it requires the pyroflux. But I do get pyroflux out of this here, and at the moment I'm just turning it into steam. So should I do that instead? There's options basically. Should I make liquid rocket fuel here and send some rockets to space? All good questions, for which I do not necessarily have answers. And again, these, I can't place them here. Is it better to stick them in a cargo rocket and send them up? Doesn't feel like it would. But those are quite expensive ingredients. So yeah. Questions, questions, questions. Let's do me robots then. And maybe that'll take us to the end and I can continue on with them. Because unfortunately, I'm going to have to work tomorrow morning. Which is not going to be fun. I know what I haven't got. Is that because I just haven't got them? Oh, I have done. No, I haven't done effect transmission. Crikey. So I haven't got any beacons. Wow. Okay. Let's actually move that on. So. There's another bot lane. Let's just copy this. Because I have to do something slightly different on this. With the whole thing, situation, whatchamacallit, I've forgotten what I was going to say. Let's put power on here. And yeah, we'll just have... And they're quite slow though, aren't they? We need like 1 million. Oh no, 5 seconds. Why did I think that took like 30 seconds? Okay, anyway, we will have... well, let's put this one like in the gap here, as it were. In a sense, otherwise, in fact, I'll put it there maybe. So I just think I need to make robot engines as a separate thing. I'm just wondering. Flying robot frames, I should say. Yeah, go on. We'll do an array of building them, and I'll just request it in via logistics. Speaking of spaghetti, I'm quite excited for the required space platform spaghetti. Constraints can be really nice if it makes sense. Yeah, it was an interesting interesting point that it builds it itself without bots. I'm not sure why they've made that decision, if I'm honest, because I mean, obviously there's the whole point of the bots is that they are, well, if you look at that, that's a what do they call it? Ducted engine, is it? I can't remember what they call them. Where it's basically a ducted fan engine. So it's basically like pushes all of its thrust, downwards essentially in a constrained, jet, and which is how the bots actually stay afloat. I mean, obviously they don't make, when you look at the design of them, the arms are then in the way of their ducts, their ducted fans. But so that's basically, they stay afloat essentially because they're, flying machines, as it says, flying robot frames. And of course in space you've got no air, so they wouldn't, they wouldn't have anything to push against in order to do that. But their kind of solution to it is instead the frame itself sort of builds itself. And if you watch the animation, it's an amazing animation, but it does that thing of, like in cartoons, where the thing expands, or actually a good example of it is the Iron Man helmet in the Marvel films, where it wraps itself around and it does the thing where it folds out and then it folds out and then it folds out. And if you actually think about where that stuff must have been, it can't have been there, because it'll go from effectively that big to that big by folding out. And it's like, well, there's not enough material there, even if you set aside that maybe this is hollow or something. There just isn't enough material to make this bigger thing, and yet by just showing the animation sort of self-building itself, it looks like it is. But yeah, so I say it's sort of it's interesting what concessions to what do you call it, realism that they make, because they've also shown what do you call them? I'm losing the plot. Must be nearly going home time. Foundries operating on space platforms, even though their animation is molten liquid pouring out of out of a vat. It's like, so which bits of realism are we accepting and which bits are we not? And it's quite interesting to see which bits they're happy to go, yeah, it's just a game, and then others they won't do as, being unrealistic. Because I'm imagining one of the best ways of getting bots around very early, but like we were saying, otherwise you have to build a huge great factory. When your first bots is going to be via platforms, so if you've got to take them there anyway, then might as well do it. And it's like, how does it use repair packs? Because as I understand it, from what people are implying, and I don't know where it came from, maybe they just guessed again, but the repair packs would actually be needed to, in that animation where the video where the asteroid hits the space platform, that it'll you'll actually have to have, if you haven't got repair packs on board, it won't do anything. In terms of repairing, obviously if it's replacing things that have been destroyed, then fine. But if it's damaged, then it won't repair it unless you've actually got repair packs on board. But how is that actually happening without a robot to do it? But say, that hand wave some things away as oh, it's just a game. I've completely forgotten what this is. This is Robobots, I think, isn't it? Which are somewhere. There they are. We'll set that really high, like silly high. Because they only stack to 10, don't they? So what would 3 stacks be? 300? And I copied that over and I didn't actually even set it to Robobots. Cool. And then I'm actually am I gonna boost the recipe there? There's no point, is there? Because do they stack to 50? Yes. So that's not as bad as I thought. So if we pump these up to 500. Oops. The self-building seems almost overpowered in a way, yeah. It's just like magic self-curing. But yeah, as I say, it does that weird thing where it sort of it builds itself out, and it's like, well, where is that actually coming from? Sure, I haven't played it, of course, but it's really quick at rebuilding from this last space platform video with the huge asteroid. I mean, do you think that's maybe a tech? That there is a repair speed, maybe? As an infinite research, you know, it gives you 2% extra repair speed or something. That would make a lot of sense. It'd be quite a good one for a final tech, basically. Infinite technology. That nanotech in the last Marvel movies bothered me a lot. It's just basically producing material from nothing. It's too much, even for Marvel, in my opinion. Yeah. I suppose there is the Arthur C. Clarke thing, isn't there? Of any sufficiently advanced technology appears to be magic, or appears like magic. So let's chalk it up to that. But yeah. But then Marvel's always done. There's always been a bit of a, you know, even in the comics, of a fine line of sort of, you know, is that science or is that just magic, basically? And of course, you know, a lot of the characters and stuff in the game are magic users, so I suppose it's not unsurprising. But yeah, they've always had a bit of a tendency to go down that road. So what I'm thinking is we maybe put like one on one side, if I just leave it space as well, like so. And then aren't they too far apart for they are? So I couldn't put them in the same roboport necessarily. So that's not good. So how about instead of there? And then we can roboport that. Now hopefully, actually, maybe I've left that? I have. So if we maybe... Oh, let's do it like that then. Actually. Or I've put them into a chesticle. So let's do that. So... And then instead of... Or maybe I could just put those lights there instead. Why have you not built that? Am I out of robots? What are we doing? So hopefully this has got all the signals set up already. Says less than, yeah. But I mean, come on, we can't use yellow inserters nowadays. So that's X. What's your instruction? You've not got instructions, you've just got hard limiting. We don't want that. Or do I hook this up via a cable? I think cable is probably a better idea for this one. So we're using green wire on that side, apparently. On that side. So now that's connected. So if the number of Loggybots goes below, we want a good stock so that we can go and colonize planets with our robotic minions. Let's get an attack there. See how the behemoths are just getting up to the wall each time. We do need to damage bus, but I can't do them without your vulcanite. It's your problem, a lack of vulcanite. Again, 500 of them boys. You're waiting on these. I haven't even set the recipe. Of course not. That. Back down. Ooh. It went for me. It went for me. Yeah, I mean, nanotech's a classic one, isn't it? It's like a... As I say, there is the classic Arthur C. Clarke thing of any sufficiently advanced technology, it appears to be magic. But even so... Oh, I was going to put requesters in. That should be a green one now. But yeah, even so, it's like... maybe instead... You know, there's advanced technology and there's just basically magic. Show red circuits. Also red. All of those. Am I going to have... Let's not have all of the stuff in. Yes. Again, there may... In fact, yeah, let's have 2. There may be some use for... robot frames, so let's just have 50 or so available just in case. And you are robot frames like so. So in a million years or so, when we've got some green circuits, we might make some more robots. Okay, how are we doing? Well, we've just recreated this, so that can go. Leave them as a reminder as well. We've just done all the power stuff, so that's good. We've got pumps. Radars is part of... Is radars on the list here? I don't see radars. Oh, there they are. I mean, we need them for that. I'll probably just reuse my blueprints for the, like the artillery again. Right. Anything else we can get rid of? What might not be on here is walls. Oh no. Not walls. Gates. Oh, that's fine. I've done the wrong button again. I'm going to leave that there because I don't know how it's connected up. That's part of the military stuff, so we don't know. They're waiting. Radars was a maybe. Random cables are random. That. Yeah, good old nanotech. Does everything. I actually did my end of year project when I did my degree, my physics degree, was on carbon nanotubes. That was quite fun. A lot of maths in it though, like a lot of maths, because it was trying to work out techniques for making them basically. And, they used whatchamacallit, X-ray, whatever it was. Crystallography or something. I can't remember which one. I think it was diffraction, X-ray diffraction. To I could get rid of all that, couldn't I guess? But yeah, to test what the quality is, and of course you then just basically have to process the data that comes out and work out how good your nanotubes are. In that case, not very good at all. Yeah, so this is all the military stuff, isn't it, basically? Can we kill off any of this? So we've now got one of them in theory. Got them. In fact, that might help us put things in the network. And in theory, we've got those, and that, and that. Shooty bangs, wands, chemical labs, accumulators. Let's leave the belts thing again. They seem to be obsessed with just moving them around. Rocket fuel. I've built these, haven't I? And that, and that, and that. haven't got labs. We could stick them in just as a very last thing. I don't think. Have we done labs? I don't think we have. Losing the plot. Boilers we've got. About them. Fluid tanks. Fluid trains rather. Oh, and solar panels. Cool. Yes, so I think we're just missing labs, aren't we, from over here? Yeah. So I'll pop them in. I got that as well. What am I going to do about... Oh, I haven't done them. Okay. That's fine. That's fine. Yes, so let us build these as well. I'm going to put these in. I think so that we can kind of see them. We'll just have them in this sort of isolated. I was kind of hoping to build it around here, but we've almost produced everything. And I've only used this tiny corner, because I was hoping to sort of ring it around here, but at the moment we don't actually have that much to build compared to the space available. Yeah, we'll put you in... Oops. In here, maybe. Or there. Because I need to make burner labs, don't I? Yeah. Right. I guess really I should do, again, in case there is some mad use for burner labs later on, I should stick them in a chest as well, so that we don't repeat that mistake from earlier where we've got something that's vital that we're just not making. Yeah, oh. It does appear to be a third level of lab. Bots are trying to destroy my belts again. Okay, so this would be regular labs. I'm assuming, in fact, do I need to build these? Yeah, because they use electric labs, don't they? But I can't make them here. So there's going to be all this random stuff that it's like, it feels like maybe I should set up a cargo rocket over here so that I can just sort of stick it in. It's going to be horribly inefficient, I'm sure. But it feels like having kind of invested the resources to build here, and it being a lot easier to build. You don't have to make your own land, basically. Sticking it on a rocket, given we've now, and we will eventually get coal liquidation as well, we've now got quite a lot of ease of production of rocket fuel. I got a whole base that's making the component, the parts, as it were. So, what am I looking for? I'm looking to see whether that is less than, say, 10 or something. So many things in this that I haven't unlocked yet. I can't see. There. Let's set that. I don't know. It's going mad. Do I? No. That's not very mad, is it? Because as I understand it, how it works, the science in this is it's like I'm doing at the moment, where there's like a spurt, and then you don't do anything for ages because you're having to build loads of stuff, and then there's another spurt. So having a massive field of labs or what have you, loads and loads and loads of them is sort of pointless. Because you get stuck, trying to build the next thing anyway. All these bots. Now, there were labs over here. We've got labs back home. Cool. That chest's empty. Cool, cool, cool. A lot of this is like raw stuff, isn't it? So I've got like these things. Yeah, I haven't actually made them yet. Awesome. Awesome. Nice. Right then, so, yes, almost exactly 6 o'clock. And I am very, very hungry, so it is a perfect time. We're not getting green engines, is that because I didn't make any? I did. Oh, look. What the heckins has happened there? Why do we have inserters? Oh, I know. I know. I bet it's the bots have just randomly chosen to stick random rubbish into my chests. Little pesky monkeys. It's because these don't have any filters on them. I wonder if they've done that anywhere else. Yeah, look. Why have you put them in there? It's pure laziness. Pure laziness. Because instead of flying all the way over here, they've gone and found the nearest chest and just stuck them in there. Lazy little bleeders. We're going to have a stern talking to with the bots, I think. That and I need to go and set the filters on the chests. Okay, anyway, that's not the point. The point is, we are done for today. I will be back at exactly the same time tomorrow, and we will do exactly the same session. We will pick up with this. I don't actually have a lot of work to do, and I've cleared my schedule out. Like, all of my to-do list is done, basically, so there is a chance I may do a bit of this myself. If I do, what I will be focusing probably on is getting the military up and running, and that's probably what we will do tomorrow, because this whole system is entirely dependent on. I'm doing this like you can see it. This whole military system is dependent on requester chests, basically. You know, these here are dropping stuff off according to a whole checklist of things. It's not the best designed logic system, but it works. But the point is that it's all dependent on chests and bots to do the work, basically. And obviously we've had bots for ages, but chests are literally what we've just unlocked. You know, this is all requester chests. In fact, they've filled them up, haven't they? Of course they have. I didn't think about that. Oops. That's interesting. Yes, so that whole thing is basically set up to be bot based, and literally the only thing I think we're missing, well, we're missing all the millions of turrets and all that sort of stuff, but is the military stuff. But I think all I'm then missing that I haven't made at all is the gates, basically. And it does even appear to have some of them from somewhere. What are we missing up here? Oh, it's not missing, it's just not got power. In fact, let's connect it just to make sure it isn't missing anything. I didn't think about that because I connected it into the logistics network. Gone and filled up all the trains. No wonder a lot of my stuff was disappearing. Oh dear. Yes, okay. Anyway, point is, that's it for today, and we will be back tomorrow to continue wherever, if I've got anywhere else with this. We will continue playing SpaceX until I get bored, I beat it, or Space Age comes out. Any one of those are a distinct possibility. I am really enjoying it still at the moment. It's surprising, actually. I didn't think I would. But then I haven't really got to the bit that I understand is quite grindy, where you're basically doing exactly the same thing over and over and over again for different materials, that it's all basically the same. But it's just a slightly differently coloured bead, glass bead, basically. But say that is probably quite a long way off, and I may never get there before Space Age launches. The other thing I usually promote, I have a YouTube channel, and that has all of the VODs for all of these series. I've done loads of Factorio, including No Spoon Run and Mega Base series, and Crashtorio, Bob's Angels, independently. What else? There's the Blueprint series, that was a lot of fun. There's the Aesthetic series. I'll pick both of those up once we've got the Space Age expansion on the go, in however many months that is. But the other thing I say, I usually... Oh, and there's also VODs of playthroughs of Tectonica, Satisfactory, Dyson Sphere Program, all the building games. So the other thing I usually promote is the Friday Facts read-throughs. That I won't... I'm not going to play this at all, am I? Because that's what I'm going to have to do. Every Friday, if I can do it on the Friday, and I've not managed to do it this week because of work, I do a read-through and analysis and speculation of the Friday Facts. I try to go into a lot more depth. A lot of the YouTubers don't kind of have my background of being sort of, well, let's call me a programmer at some point. A hacker is probably not in the, hacking system sense, but in just hacking things together is probably a better description of my programming skills. But I have a lot of background in quite a lot of stuff that they often talk about, so I try to add a lot more context. But I also do go off on wild speculations when I can. I mean, this week is particularly tricky because it's a techie one that I explain a lot, but I don't. There's not a lot to speculate about because they don't give any Easter eggs that I've seen. But when they do, or there's big planet reveals, I just usually go off on one, and they're really a lot of fun to do. And so I usually give them a little promotion here. So if that's anything you think you might like, then you can catch them all, as I say, on my YouTube channel, which is linked there. So all it remains for me to do is to say, if you have been watching, I hope you've enjoyed it, and you might consider coming back for another one. I've been Trismegistus. This has been Factorio. Thanks for watching. Cheers.